Okay, number one rule at the family dinner table, don't talk politics, and if you need something else to talk about, you talk about weather.
Unless you're Al Roker.
Unless you're Al Roker.
He's been forced to apologize for one of his tweets where he said that he forecast that Bill de Blasio would only have one term as mayor. And Al Roker was hitting back at de Blasio because de Blasio was pretty much blaming the National Weather Service for not forecasting correctly enough that there was going to be a lot of snow, when Al Roker said, yeah, we totally said that much.
I love that this is Al Roker, right? Because there's so many political, pundits and correspondents who engage in this. And here we have the weatherman, who you would never have had this conversation taking place at a public level without social media.
Because Al Roker would have never said that on camera.
Oh, absolutely. There are so many things that people would never say on camera that they're very comfortable saying on social media. This whole tiff with Al Roker and de Blasio is a case study in that.
Now, plenty of news organizations have been, reporting on the Bridgegate scandal, unearthing things, but Christie is specifically targeting the New York Times and the reporter Kate Zernike, who helped break the story about David Wildstein saying that evidence exists.
And I think if you look at the history of Republican presidential contenders and politicians in general, the trope of going against the mainstream media is a tried and true approach. There is no greater way, if you're Chris Christie, to pivot from being the candidate who was maybe too moderate, too centrist,
Hugging
Obama, and then to go, oh, that's just the New York Times. Let's put all of the attention on them. Let's shore up my support from a conservative base that I certainly by no means have won. I do think if he keeps pressing against the New York Times, and some people are going to be turn to his office and say, guys, this is becoming tired and you're showing that you don't have any other cards up your sleeve, which is a problem.
Excerpts from an archive belonging to a close friend of Hillary Clinton.
And the conservative website that reported on Blair's writings.
A conservative website posted some documents.
And now they're being made public by a conservative website.
A lot of the media this week couldn't say Washington Free Beacon.
Right. I mean, this was, we'd like, the mainstream media would like to say we are not liberal, we do not have a liberal bias, and yet, when a very conservative news organization brings up these papers, what is it that makes those reporters have such a hard time saying the name of the publication? Is it that they don't want to acknowledge that this upstart publication could get a scoop that they didn't get? Is it that they can't stomach the idea of sending traffic to a conservative news site? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it reflects badly on them. It suggests that they are liberal, that they do have their biases. They can't even stomach the thought of taking the Washington Free Beacon as a news organization seriously. Upshot of it now is we all know what the Washington Free Beacon is.